Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for weekly automotive mechanical content for the average shade tree mechanic. As you all know, or if you do not know, I have a 2018 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins that I just had for a year. So I know I've had subscribers for about a year, and so shout out to y'all. But yes, I've had my truck for 1 year. I have actually been tracking every fill up on the Fuelie app. I started using additives the first fill up too, and so they all vary based off of the summer, because I first got it April 19th last year, and so my first impression was through the summer, and then I went through the winter, and then I'm back into the summer. So the purpose of this video is to actually go over the miles per gallon and the fuel costs for my truck for the last year. And it's quite interesting based off of what the Fuelie app can do. And then there's some, I made some changes to the truck, which is why there are some changes to miles per gallon, but it is non-deleted. So I have my Fuelie app open. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. All right, so I'll go ahead and post up a photo so you can see what I'm seeing right now. But essentially, this was exactly 1 year. All right, so my average miles per gallon, and the Fuelie app hand calculates everything. I just put in the numbers at every fill up, and it does all the calculations for me. So the average miles per gallon was 16.7. Best miles per gallon that I've got was 22.8. It was 53 fill ups. So I filled up 53 times, almost once a week. So total fuel cost, this is the big number. This is what I guess you can really, if you do end up getting 16.7 and you fill up once a week and you drive roughly 21,000 miles, because that's how many miles I actually drove within that 1 year. It was 21,053 miles, plus or minus like 100 miles, just based off of I bought the truck, drove it home with 64 miles on it, and it's not exactly like 365 days. Yeah, it's like plus or minus 5 days, but 21,000 miles, and you're averaging around 16.7 hand calculated. Your fuel cost at really, I wish it told me the average fuel cost per gallon, but it was roughly around like 270. And so it came out to $3,676.26. Now that'll be a little different if you live in a state where they jack up the prices of diesel. Total gallons I used was 1,291. So these are my numbers. Everyone's will be different. I did put larger tires back in November, drove them till about February, and then replaced them with Coopers, which are lighter. And so when I did throw on the Nitto Ridge Grapplers that were 35 by 12.5 by 18s, definitely killed the mileage a little bit. But as you can see, 16.7 miles per gallon is definitely not bad for an entire year. A lot of people get a whole lot less than that. I'm happy with that. And so pretty excited with the amount of numbers. I do drive a good mix of highway and city, I feel like. Everyone will have different numbers. I'm telling you about my experience and what I've done with my Ram. All right, and so I've had no issues within that last year. I'm not really driving it nice off stops, stop and goes. I got a bunch of that traffic too, and I just rail it, and I give it what it wants. I do like this app. If you haven't used it before, you should probably give it a shot so that it does all the calculating for you. I know people write down the amount of miles they did on the tank and how many gallons they filled up at the fill up at the gas station. You just divide those two numbers, and that gives you your hand calculated miles per gallon. This thing does essentially the same thing. So right now, just if you're curious, 58 logs so far since I've had it, 23,133 miles tracked, a little more highway driving, total gallons used 1,407 gallons. Oh, there's actually more to it. So fuel efficiency, that's cool. It kind of gives you a little graph like that. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I think that's pretty cool. Average price per gallon, $2.85. Okay, so that's what I was averaging when I said 270. So it's a little, bump it up a little bit, and it was about 285, because I can't see 5 logs really jumping up that higher in price. So average 285, average fuel up cost was around $69.17. And I'm getting this directly off of what the fuelie is telling me. Average price per mile, 17 cents per mile. I do want to say that I drive more city than highway. All right, so if you do drive highway, you can get, I mean, going 65, 70 miles per hour, you can get about 22 to 24 miles per gallon if you're running stock wheels. I can get, what is it, 21 to 23 driving 65 to 70 with larger tires and different wheels and a leveling kit, but that is about it. It's non-deleted. And that brings me to my next point. So I'm very interested about deleting my truck. I know a tuner is going to be required with a place to send tunes. And I know PPEI, Anarchy's out there. The tuners, MM3, there's EFI Live or EasyLink. And so I'm definitely interested in that. So if y'all, my subscribers are out there asking me, and I've definitely been getting a lot of questions about when you plan on deleting and tuning. I've just been doing a lot of research on that. It's still a little iffy. It's a little hard for me to understand certain aspects as far as, you know, which tuner should I get? Which tunes should I get? You know, I don't want to do definitely something crazy that really knocks off my transmission because, you know, I still have only 23,000 miles on my truck, but I am interested in deleting the truck. And also the exhaust pipe. So I do want to keep just a 4-inch. I do want to take off or just have the delete pipe, and I do want to keep the muffler on there. Hopefully the muffler is going to be good enough in order to muffle the actual exhaust sound, because I do not, the last thing I want is turning on my truck in the middle of winter and it starts the high idle and it's waking up the neighbors. That's just not, I mean, I have courtesy for my neighbors. I love my neighbors. And so that's one thing I do want to keep in the back of my head. But the thing is that kind of confuses me with the whole delete pipe, and if I can throw on a bigger, larger muffler, because I know the muffler on there is just like, I don't know, like the size of a binder. It's nothing. I've seen larger mufflers. And so that is, and then the EGR delete kit, there's plenty of kit. I'm not worried about that. I can buy one off eBay. I can buy one off Sinister Diesel. Everyone makes their own little 2-cent EGR kits. I'm not worried about that. I'm mostly just worried about the delete pipe and the muffler. If I can get a bigger muffler, or if I can just get a package and make it easier on me. This is my cry for any suggestions, advice. I do plan on keeping the truck for quite a long time. I'm trying to put in quality products, something that I won't have to change within the next few months or next year. I want something that will be reliable, no issues with the tuning, uploading the tunes. I'm probably just gonna keep it with a 30 horsepower single tune, like nothing just too crazy, because I'm trying to go for the reliability. Once I get questions or comments, I try and to reply to every one of them, even if like someone's bashing a video or something that I've said, because sometimes I just cannot speak on these videos. I still reply to those. And so if you leave any questions or comments, 90% of the time I will reply to them. So even if you write something stupid, I'll write something stupid back, and that's just being funny, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't do any of that drama on the comment section. But if you're hesitant on leaving me comments or leaving me advice, really, I just want to see a bunch of people throw on some comments of what they've done, what's worked for them, what you think will work for me, and I'll track patterns. And once I see patterns, I'll put a little more emphasis in really searching for those things and see if I'll go that route. So I'm really interested in what y'all have to say. Again, hope y'all enjoyed this little video. I've averaged 16.7 miles per gallon. That's hand calculated for the past year. Spent about $3,600 on fuel or diesel. So it's really not bad for a daily driving guy like me that's never towed anything other than throwing in some payload. So again, please leave questions, comments, especially about deleting in the section down below. But until next time, ciao.
Perfect.